The Bible illustrates significant figures like Moses, Elijah, and Jesus, fasting for 40 days, each in profound spiritual moments. Moses fasted on Mount Sinai while receiving the Ten Commandments, a divine communion. Joshua, closely linked to Moses, lacks explicit 40-day fasting references. Meanwhile, Jesus fasted in the wilderness, preparing for his ministry, embodying complete reliance on God in pivotal spiritual tests. The Bible records several instances of significant figures fasting for 40 days, often during pivotal moments of spiritual preparation, testing, or communion with God. Below, I examine the cases of Moses, Joshua, Elijah, and Jesus, providing biblical references and explanations for each based on the information available. I'll clarify whether each individual is explicitly described as fasting for 40 days and provide context for their experiences. 1. Moses' biblical reference, Exodus 34:28, Deuteronomy 9:9-9:18. Explanation. Moses is explicitly described as fasting for 40 days and 40 nights on 2 occasions while receiving the 10 Commandments from God on Mount Sinai. Exodus 34:28. So he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread nor drank water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. This refers to Moses' second ascent to Sinai, where he received the renewed tablets after the Israelites' sin with the golden calf. His fast was a supernatural act, as he consumed neither food nor water, sustained by God's presence during this sacred encounter. Deuteronomy 9:9. When I went up into the mountain to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant which the Lord made with you, then I stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights, and I neither ate bread nor drank water. This describes Moses' first ascent, where he received the original tablets. Deuteronomy 9:18. Moses recounts fasting again for 40 days and nights after the golden calf incident, interceding for Israel's forgiveness. And I fell down before the Lord, as at the first, 40 days and 40 nights. I neither ate bread nor drank water because of all your sin which you committed. Context. Moses' fasts were acts of intense spiritual devotion and intercession, marking critical moments in Israel's covenant relationship with God. The absence of food and water for such an extended period suggests divine sustenance, underscoring the miraculous nature of his encounter with God. 2. Joshua biblical reference. No explicit reference in the Bible. Explanation. The Bible does not explicitly record Joshua fasting for 40 days. Joshua, Moses' successor, led the Israelites into the Promised Land, and while he was a faithful servant of God involved in significant events, e.g., the conquest of Canaan, the Battle of Jericho in Joshua 6, there is no specific mention of him undertaking a 40-day fast. It's possible the inclusion of Joshua in this list stems from his close association with Moses. For instance, Exodus 24:13-18 notes that Joshua accompanied Moses partway up Mount Sinai when Moses received the law, and he was present during the 40 days Moses spent with God. However, the text only specifies Moses fasting, not Joshua. Another potential confusion might arise from the Israelites' 40 years of wandering in the wilderness, Numbers 14:33-34, during which Joshua was a leader alongside Moses. But this is a different context and not a personal fast. Conclusion. Without a direct biblical reference, there's no evidence that Joshua fasted for 40 days. If this is based on a specific tradition or interpretation, it's not supported by canonical scripture. 3. Elijah biblical reference, 1 Kings 19:8. Explanation. Elijah the prophet is explicitly described as fasting for 40 days and 40 nights while journeying to Horeb, Mount Sinai, after his confrontation with the prophets of Baal. 1 Kings 19:8. So he arose and ate and drank, and he went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights as far as Horeb, the mountain of God. After fleeing from Jezebel's threats, Elijah was fed by an angel who provided bread and water. 1 Kings 19:5-7. Strengthened by this miraculous provision, Elijah traveled for 40 days and nights without additional food, indicating a divinely sustained fast. Context. This fast occurred during a time of spiritual crisis for Elijah. After his victory over the prophets of Baal, 1 Kings 18, he faced despair and fear. The 40-day journey to Horeb mirrors Moses' time on Sinai, and at Horeb, Elijah experienced a profound encounter with God, 1 Kings 19:9-18, receiving reassurance and new instructions. The fast, supported by angelic provision, highlights God's sustenance during Elijah's physical and spiritual journey. 4. Jesus' biblical reference. Matthew 4:1-2, Luke 4:1-2. Explanation. Jesus is explicitly described as fasting for 40 days and nights in the wilderness before his temptation by Satan.